Welcome to the All the Books Show, episode 105. We've been moving like clockwork for 2 years.
That's right.
Ever releasing episodes every week. We talk about books. We talk about book news, author news, literary news.
That was easily the worst intro in 2 years that's ever happened.
No.
It was by far the worst.
No, there was 1 week where we had you do the intro.
Oh, burn.
Yeah.
Well, as Eric awkwardly stumbled through the lead here, the first episode of All the Books, Thinning the Turkey Herd, dropped 2 years ago today, August 21st, 2015.
Yep.
And it's been a nonstop thrill ride.
Yeah. You'll be able to see
Ever
episode
since.
1 of All the Books again in 2024.
Yeah, it'll come back around.
with
So
the
that should
Eclipse.
be pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Today is the Eclipse Day.
I know.
Are you excited about the eclipse?
Yeah, except
Are you really?
I'm afraid of the dark.
Really? Well, this
No.
is not a time.
Actually,
for you
I'm
then.
terrified of the sun. So this is the one day out of like every 50 years where I can
Yeah, you're finally.
breathe. Yes.
You're
It's
finally
like,
there.
you're not all powerful, Saul.
Yeah.
Do you ever call the sun Saul?
Oh, look. My little eclipse viewer's going off.
Yeah, everybody, look.
They can't look, but you can
yeah.
look.
Yeah.
Wow. To commemorate
it's going off like it's an alarm.
to
like,
commemorate
eclipse,
2
eclipse.
years of all the books, we've blotted out the sun.
Yeah.
Partially.
Yeah.
Partially
Like
from
a
where
plague.
we are. But
Like one of the plagues of Egypt.
Exactly.
We too have come down.
Exactly. Well, much like we started the show, we'll be doing a Lonely Hearts Book Club a little later on. So
like
you can get excited
the
about that.
actual show.
Not the way we started this episode, which was you falling down the stairs,
No.
I think, if I remember.
No, I was kind of doing that song. That
Well,
song from
It was rough.
As the Wheel Turns.
It was rough.
Who sings the wheel turning song?
I
The
don't
sun
know.
goes around. It's from it's some Sound of Music.
I couldn't tell you. No, it's not from the Sound of Music.
Yeah.
No.
The seasons
No.
change.
We got to get past this.
Is it the Carpenters or the Mamas or the Papas?
Sure. Let's talk about Bookmark. Huh? You ready to dig into that?
Are we talking about our bookmark?
Yeah,
or
where we talk
Bookmark,
about-
the lovable scamp who
No,
always corrects.
not our new character.
we're reading.
Bookmark.
Okay.
You know, thinking back on the early days, we didn't have a title for the podcast in episode 1. There was no theme music.
Yeah.
No recurring characters.
Uh-huh.
You were a lot more pleasant to be around.
Yeah.
So a lot's changed
Yeah.
in the 2 years.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
According to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many times do I have to say yeah?
I don't know.
I hate this.
I guess I was just going along, seeing how many times it would happen.
Yeah.
What have you been reading?
In the past 2 years?
No,
Oh,
just-
lots
no,
of
no,
stuff.
no,
That's
just in
right,
the
everybody.
past-
We're going to go over what we've read in 2 years.
Oh,
time.
that'd be fun.
Do you think?
Past week and change. What have you been reading?
Past week and change.
Yeah.
Look, I wish I could say I finished the 5th season by
Jemison. Right?
Jemison.
N.K. Jemison.
I wish I could say it because nobody wants me to be done with this book more than myself.
Really?
I got to a point where like another full sitting would have finished the book. And I was like, I don't have it in me to continue this sitting. And also if I did, I knew like I wouldn't absorb anything. I'd be rushing through it because I am not enjoying this book.
So how far are you?
I'm about 60 pages from being done.
Oh boy, that's the worst.
Yes.
When you're like in
I'm
the...
like, I just need to sit down and read this thing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to because it's very boring. There isn't a plot,
Really?
I should say.
Isn't this the start of a trilogy?
Yes. The
Like a highly regarded
story
trilogy?
has been about
an
these
award-winning
These
trilogy?
two characters.
Okay.
It's about this. People can control Earth. We've already talked about this, like
Sure.
tectonic plates and Earth and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And two of them have been traveling, and they've just been traveling forever and doing this thing. There's been no purpose. It's felt
Okay.
like. Also, we're getting the view of 3 different protagonists.
Oh,
And there's a twist
really?
later on,
Well, you
delivered
know-
about.
you know how I hate that.
I'd say 75% in, the twist is revealed. Except I figured out the twist.
Yeah.
About 10 pages in.
Ugh.
So, and I'm like, okay,
Ugh.
maybe it wasn't supposed to be a twist.
Yeah.
Maybe it was obvious. But there's a part in the book where a character says something. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
Changes how you've seen everything. I'm like, no. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
So
care.
you're probably not going to follow the trilogy.
I have to read the second one because
Oh
it
my
won the
gosh.
freaking Hugo.
You don't do this to yourself, man.
Someday I will have to read the second one.
Okay.
Not next.
All right.
Eventually. And maybe I'll have forgotten that I didn't
Yeah.
like this.
Then
and
you'll
I'll-
be like, what's happening? What's going on?
yeah.
It's going to be great
I'll
for
be
you.
fine then.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
So, yeah, I have not enjoyed this. I found it very boring. kind of pretentious, I guess, in that it's like, look how subversive I'm being.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, but also, again, a plot would have been appreciated.
Okay.
So,
Huh.
any pace, nothing has happened.
So,
the first
would you recommend this book?
Yeah, everybody, you should check this out.
Yeah, definitely do it.
I can see why people would like this book.
Well, that's something.
But it's not the type of book I like.
Okay.
Like, according to my Kindle, I was 60% in, and I was like, what are people doing?
Yeah.
What is the point of this? And I still don't know if I could tell you. Just kind of the day in the life.
Wow.
I guess.
No. Okay. Well,
I don't really understand the world either.
I don't want to read it.
No, you shouldn't read it.
Anything else on the old?
I read Doctor Strange.
Docket?
Blood in the Aether.
Yes.
Volume 3 of Jason Aaron's run.
We do have this Doctor Strange run in our graphic novels, highlighted in an all new location.
Yeah.
We've put the graphic novels where the paperbacks were before.
Okay.
And it looks great.
It does look great.
It's very inviting. So.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And we've sacrificed all the paperbacks to the Eclipse god.
Yeah, we gave them up to the sun.
Yep.
And it promised to only partially be eclipsed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But only to partial country.
Yeah, and the rest of it.
You're near Buffalo, New York, yeah.
The rest who didn't give their books.
Yes.
They're going to have a total eclipse of the sun.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
Better than a total eclipse of... I can't do it. I can't hear any more total eclipse of the heart jokes.
I know.
It's been killing me.
I know.
Actually, today I listened to Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd to celebrate the eclipse.
Well, that's funny because once upon a time I was falling in love. Sorry. All right. My bookmark.
Wait, I read another thing.
Thanks for asking. Oh, okay.
I wasn't being rude to you.
Oh.
You were being rude to me.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I hope this eclipse
What a shocking
really
turn.
blocks out your... I was about to say manners.
Yeah. You want it to block out my
I feel like we're
manners.
trying to air dirty laundry out on this podcast.
I'm fine.
No, I read The Walking Dead, volume 27.
Yeah.
This book has been going on forever.
27 volumes.
And I've been there. I think people hear 27 volumes and go, oh, that's long. But they don't, put it in years.
Yeah.
That's more than 10 years.
It's a long time.
So...
It's a long time.
I was still living at home when I started reading this series. To put it in... I moved out at, 19. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. A long time ago.
But he's announced that he'll be ending this soon. So I think I enjoyed this volume more knowing there's an end in sight.
Oh, sure.
Because I have been burnt out of this series
I
for a
feel
while.
that way often about TV shows that, I'm like, is this still on? And then they're like, the end is announced. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm back in.
Like ER?
You know, because, well, I wasn't really watching ER faithfully until, after it was all done. But actually, I did tune back into a lot of episodes of the final season when it was on. So, yes, like ER.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
So that's what I read. Walking Dead is fine. If you haven't been reading it now, you don't care about what I say about Walking Dead.
All right.
So, but
I'm going to start at episode 28, I think.
Don't do
Volume
that.
28.
Don't
I'm gonna
do
jump
that,
in.
Nick. Stop.
I'll never read this series.
Okay. No, you won't. You'd hate it.
I would.
But the Doctor Strange, I don't know if I said it. It is very good so far. And there's already a volume 4 announced. And so it's kind of, I feel like it's a big deal for a comic book to last that many trades at this point, as opposed to we did 2 trades so we could then do an ultimate collection trade and then moved on with the new series.
Yeah.
How many? I guess DC did all right. Anyways, we don't need to talk comic books anymore.
Okay. Well, on that note, I finished 2 graphic novels. So I'll tell you about those. Batman Black and White, which is a collection of simple black and white Batman noir style comics, all sorts of authors and artists. Total mixed bag. More bad than good, but the good ones were very good. So I don't know that I would say I'd recommend it. Maybe read the Neil Gaiman one.
Would you say
that one stood out to me?
The bad stuff eclipsed the good stuff?
It was a total eclipse.
Okay.
Of the heart. And I also read a Wolverine graphic, Origins, Born in Blood. Terrible.
Boy, I wish I could have warned you about that. Oh, wait. I did.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So we don't need to talk about those. Those are neither here nor there.
I don't think I actually ever read that. I think I just looked through it. I'm like, I hate this art. I don't care about Wolverine knowing his past. And it was just it was kind of a weird time in Wolverine history.
And you're not going to get any arguments from me. I gave it a 1-star review.
Nuke was in it, right?
Would you like to hear my review of that? I'll read the whole thing for you.
Oh, your Goodreads review. Go ahead.
Dumb.
That's sure I read
That's
that.
it.
Yeah.
Books?
Books.
Let me tell you the books that I read, okay?
Stop saying book books.
I accidentally read a rape duology, which I did not mean to read.
The frick are you going on? What the heck?
The first book I read, The Surgeon, which is the first Rosolian Isles, which I read because we're starting with the second one in the book club, so I went back and read it about a serial rapist. much more grisly than I like to read.
Sure, yeah.
It was a tough...
It
was a tough read.
Okay.
Okay? And then I picked up our current book club book, Nobody Knows, by Mary Jane Clark, also about a serial rapist. So... Which is why I'm now reading a Star Trek Voyager book, Acts of Contrition, because a lot of heaviness.
Hey, bad news.
Don't tell me. Okay. So here's what I thought about both of those. The Surgeon by Tess Gerritsen, the first book, only features Rizzoli, no Isles. It was pretty good. It was a little darker, a little bit more grisly than I would typically read. But if you're okay with that... it's a decent read. She's a good writer. So, Nobody Knows by Mary Jane Clark is a real weird one because it's her writing is very like fluffy, and it's fast paced. It's kind of fun, and then this topic was just so grim that it was a real like odd juxtaposition between the style of the book and the subject of the book. And so like you kind of forgot what it was about, and then there would be a scene with a serial rapist and you'd be like, what is this book that I'm reading? Right. So that was odd. I'll be interested to see what the book club thinks about it, because that made it a little uneven. It is an interesting series though. It's called Key News is the series. And there's no central character. It's just each book follows like somebody who works at this big Key News organization. So it's kind of a loose series where just this company is the only thing tying the plots together. I'm sure there's minor characters that cross, but I've read 2 so far and they're actually pretty good. And like I said, I'm currently reading Acts of Contrition by Christian Byer, which is a Star Trek Voyager novel.
Nice.
I need to come down.
Yeah. Yeah.
No graphics at the moment. Although our new graphic novel section is so enticing that I got to go over there and read. I can't think of one to make fun of that's yours.
The one that
Assassin's Creed. That's the one.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed, which is checked out.
Also,
so,
every single Spider-Man book we have.
Checkmate. Yeah, it was a real insight for you to pick Spider-Man. Book news for the 102nd, 105th, 106th. Where are we at? 105?
Yeah.
2 years. 105.
Yes, this is 105.
Okay. Book news for the 105th time.
Hit it.
Oh, me? Well, okay. Let me tell you, my good friends, what is coming to you in October. October 10th, Alice Hoffman. Practical Magic Book 0. So this appears to be an anticipated series of some sort. No, actually, it's just a prequel to the book Practical Magic. So, did you watch the Practical Magic
movie with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's a prequel. Find Your Magic. For the Owens family, love is a curse that began in 1620 when Maria Owens was charged with witchery for loving the wrong man.
Is that what the book's about? If you enjoyed the 90s film with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock, wait till you see their ancestors from the 1600s.
Well, it's it's a prequel to the book Practical
Magic. Still,
Magic.
who's going to be like, unless that book also has a 1600s version of this kiss, no one's going to care.
Okay, all right. Do you want to know more about the plot?
I guess, yes.
Hundreds of years later in New York City, at the cusp of the 60s, when the whole world is about to change, Susanna Owens knows that her 3 children are dangerously unique. Difficult Franny with skin as pale as milk and blood-red hair, shy and beautiful Jet, who can read other people's thoughts, and charismatic Vincent, who began looking for trouble on the day he could walk.
Double bubble.
All right, I'm going to skip down to the bottom of this. The Owens children cannot escape love even if they try, just as they cannot escape the pains of the human heart. The 2 beautiful sisters will grow up to be the revered and sometimes feared aunts in Practical Magic, while Vincent, their beloved brother, will leave an unexpected legacy. So, I'm guessing he becomes Dracula. Is that...
Becomes Dracula? No.
You don't think...
Dracula did not feature in Practical Magic.
You need to rewatch it.
I guess so.
New from Iris Johansson, who, as you'll recall, her recent output has been in the new Kendra Michaels series.
Yes, named after my wife.
Nope. Kendra Michaels. Not
correct.
Kendra Michaels.
Right.
A different character entirely. But Iris Johansson is back to her old tricks with Eve Duncan, book number 22. I've read an Eve Duncan. I don't know. The vague, like, supernatural undertones, I don't get.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all. She has a dead child, and the dead child sort of acts like she's the Shining. It's very weird.
Uh-huh. Hey, 1 second. You love Stalker Channing, right?
I mean, I like the movie Grease from 1978. in which she played Rizzo.
How do you like Evan Rachel Wood?
Okay.
Good news, man. They're both in Practical Magic.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay. Eve Duncan returns in Iris Johansen's Mind Games. Mind Games takes Jane McGuire back to Scotland, where she continues her search for the treasure she's been chasing for years. I don't know what this series is about. But now she's being plagued by dreams of a girl in danger. Who is this girl, and what is she trying to tell Jane? And will Jane figure it out before it's too late for her and the mysterious woman? Things are further complicated when Seth Caleb comes back into Jane's life. This time, he's the one in trouble, and Jane will find herself pulled unexpectedly into his world as she fights to save him. With the adventure, intrigue, and explosive energy that Iris Johansen fans love, Mind Games is a high-octane thriller that readers won't be able to put down. You going to check into that one, my friend?
No.
Okay. All right, you want to think about it, or you just...
No.
Okay.
I want to read this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
The only thing unpredictable about Practical Magic is the unpleasant surprise one feels when the movie reveals itself as an irritatingly creepy supernatural thriller, rather than an offbeat romantic comedy the ads make it out to be, by Sean P. Means.
The old bait and switch.
I want you to annoy film.com critic Sean P. Means on Twitter for the next 2 weeks. Just hashtag away at him.
What a shock jock you are.
Who the heck does he think he is?
Holy mackerel. Well,
Anyway.
I've got one more in standard print. Faye Kellerman coming back with The Killing Season. New York Times bestselling author Faye Kellerman delivers an electrifying novel of suspense as a young man's investigation into her sister's death draws him into the path of a sadistic serial killer. He went searching for the truth. Now a killer has found him. The more you know, the more there is to fear.
Nice.
Sounds kind of intense.
Yeah.
Coming out in October. I've never read Faye Kellerman, but I believe I put her on the book club list for next year. I try to cycle through all the big mystery thriller authors, and we have not got to either Faye or Jonathan yet in the Kellerman clan there.
Okay.
All right, finally in large print, we have Grace to the Finish, Manor House Mystery number 8.
I think you meant to say Race to the Finish.
Nope, it's Grace to the Finish.
No, you would race me to the finish line.
To the Finish, Manor House Mystery number 8, by Julie Hizzy, like Julie in the Hizzy.
Yeah.
But it's just Hizzy.
Hey, it's Julie in the Hizzy.
Yeah, she's in the Hizzy.
Cool. So this came out in 2002?
Is it okay to out your wife that she wanted to read a Sneaky Pie Brown novel?
I think she checked it out.
Can I say that on the podcast?
She wants to name a cat Sneaky Pie Brown.
That she wants to read the Sneaky Pie Brown thrillers. I guess we got through to her.
I guess so, yeah.
I guess this podcast really has an impact because now your wife's reading books written by a cat. An adorable cat, Sneaky Pie Brown.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't want to give too much away, but people checking things out because we talk about it may play into our Lonely Hearts Book Club a little later. That's just a tease.
Oh.
Don't pick at it now. Anyway, Grace to the Finish. New York Times bestselling author of the Manor House Mysteries and the White House Chef Mysteries returned with a mix of murder and mayhem for curator Grace Wheaton. White House Chef Mysteries? Why have we never talked about those? Book club. Putting it on the old book club. They get surly at me sometimes. Let me tell you what. They're like, who picks these books when we don't like them? Get a little surly.
It's you.
It's me. Yeah. Although usually I take suggestions. Okay. They don't like to believe that, but it's true.
All right.
As I mentioned, while we're talking about book clubs, we're currently reading Nobody Knows by Mary Jane Clark and Northanger Abbey. Is that how you say it?
Northanger Abbey?
I think. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to think it was Downtown
I heard
Abbey.
somebody say it wrong, but anyway, or differently than that, and I wondered if maybe I was wrong. Listeners, if I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm available. Anyway, Jane Austen.
You're fully married.
No, I mean I'm available for people to tell me that I'm wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it for me as far as the upcoming releases. I mean, I have more, but I got to save a little.
Okay.
I
got some book news.
Okay.
Ben. Did you? So looking here,
he's winding me up.
It looks like Practical
Here's
Magic
the wind
is
up.
actually a financial bomb.
And the pitch.
It was $68 million on a $75 million budget.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
I guess I thought Practical Magic was a good movie that made money, and apparently neither are true.
You are really... Oh, is it because you're in love with Nicole Kidman? Is that why this is such a...
That's not anything we talk about on the podcast.
Oh, well, no.
Always on My Mind by Elvis Presley's in the movie. Maybe that will change your
tune.
tune.
Not even true.
It is.
Hey, Goran Visnich from ER, also in Practical Magic.
Okay.
You know what? Somebody needs to pick this for a Halloween pick this year.
Well, I don't know if you know this. Stalker Channing also voiced Barbara Gordon in the animated series Batman Beyond. She was one of 2 people, I believe.
Get the heck out of here, sir.
Look, we got to move on from Practical Magic eventually. I guess. So now's
we
the best time.
Yeah. Looks like the moon is moving on from Practical Magic, trying to cover the old sun.
Wow.
No?
So that's what my intro is like. All right, so this is the New York Times
Fair.
bestsellers list for
I'll accept
hardcover
that.
young adult fiction.
Oh, good.
Young adults are what we would classify Nick. He's an adult.
Yeah.
He's young, though. He's vibrant.
Thank you, sir.
A little uneducated.
Yeah.
A little unrefined.
Yeah, like a blunt instrument.
like a blunt instrument.
Yeah.
Correct.
But I can do 20 jumping jacks right now. That's how young I am, sir.
Yeah. Why would you need to, though?
Well, just to show you, I'm vital.
All right.
I'm young.
20,
I'm with it.
20 jumping jacks.
I'm hip. I'll do it later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little achy. So.
Is it happening? Because it just got really dark.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Whoa, it's happening!
I think.
I don't know. Or is that a cloud?
We're not really sure.
We're not allowed to look at this.
Boy,
Should we just?
They're gonna take our.
Yeah.
They're gonna take our press
Hold
pass.
on. You talk.
Okay.
You vamp for a
Oh,
second.
okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go stare at the sun.
Eric, don't look at the sun.
No, it's okay.
We don't recommend looking at the sun.
It's okay.
Eric's just checking out. Eric, no. Oh no. His eyes.
No, it's just a cloud.
Just a cloud.
Really big cloud.
False alarm, everyone. This is old news for you because this podcast is not live.
Yeah.
It's not live.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, "That was a cloud."
Because
Hold
of all
on.
the mistakes
When
and
did
awkwardness.
you just become a giant glowing ball?
You'd think it was live, but it's not. When did I become a giant?
Yes.
ball? Shortly after you touched your retinas to the window there.
Okay. Hey,
Young
all right.
adults.
Well, number 10 on the young adult books. This is a little fortuitous. Number 10, The Sun is also a star.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
By
it
Nicola
is.
Yoon.
It is. It's
This-
gone now. There's no sun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
don't
We're not allowed to look at the sun.
No, it's impossible to know.
This is Eclipse confusion in real time.
All right, go on.
I'm gonna tell my children where I'm gonna
Yeah.
play this. They're like,
I
Dad,
think
where
so.
were you during the eclipse? I'm
We're
like,
gonna
hold
learn
on.
all about it.
Yeah. Get your
All
headphones
right, the
out.
sun is also a star. Number 10.
Number 9. This is where it ends.
The eclipse.
All right, Nick stepped away to go stare at the sun. It's a cloud, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're only supposed to get a partial eclipse here.
Yeah.
So, number 8, The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. Number 7.
The magician who made the eclipse.
Yes.
All of these are eclipse related.
Number 7, The Crazy House.
Of
This-
eclipse.
this is a crazy
the house
house
of
right
the
now.
rising
Yeah.
sun.
Number 6, Alex and Eliza by Melissa de la Cruz,
Can't-
as the moon cruises
Oh,
past the sun.
Sure.
Number 5, this is a little trickier, Miles Morales' Spider-Man by Jason Reynolds. But you know what? The moon has to move at high speeds,
Okay.
so miles per hour.
Oh, yes.
But I think we actually measure it by kilometers.
Probably.
But
Yeah.
kilometers, anyway.
You could
Number
yeah.
4, we're going to see this eclipse once and for all
Yes.
by Sarah Dessen.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. This one's pretty good. Number 3, we should have seen this one coming because it's been here for a while now. Lord of Shadows
The moon.
by Cassandra Clare. Number 2, One of Us is Lying.
Hey, I just saw the eclipse.
I did.
I'm lying.
Wow. All right, number 1, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. You know, hate's a real issue. Hate crimes are a real issue, and it's not something you should be joking about during the eclipse.
That's
but
true.
I will say, I hate that I can't stare at the sun.
Yeah, it is
I want to
bad.
stare at it right now.
I know.
So bad.
I know it is bad. If you said to me, Nick, let's scrap this and start over again, I'd probably say okay.
The whole podcast.
Yeah, the whole thing.
The whole.
Starting with episode 1. We just
Oh.
redo them all.
Because you've had a good time.
Yeah, great time. Let's look at the adult list.
Yeah, all right. So these are the adult hardcover fictions of this
Okay.
week. Number 10 is where we'll start.
Okay, good.
Into the Water by Paula Hawkins.
All right.
Hawking the sun. Number 9, House of Spies by Danielle Silva.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say Danielle?
No, I think, well, you said you kind of ran it together, but it's okay.
Daniel
Silva. He's a man.
Yeah. Well, like, who are you to decide these things?
Just a young adult.
Number 8, A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Tolls.
Mm-hmm.
The Good Daughter doesn't stare at the sun.
No, he doesn't.
No,
He recommends you don't.
no, The Good Daughter.
Good daughter. I thought you said the good doctor.
The Good Doctor.
The good daughter.
Yeah,
well, she
no.
could be a doctor.
Hey, your phone's not on silent, and it's also next to me, and it's a cracked screen. You look like a teenager with that phone.
I'm a young adult.
Yeah, the Karen by Karen Slaughter. The Last Tutor by Philippa Gregory. Oh, this isn't that, like,
Yeah,
she's been writing these for a while.
Yeah.
The youngest Grey sister, Mary, is left to face her ruthless cousin, Queen Elizabeth. That's funny, because wouldn't this be Bloody Mary?
Probably.
I think she's...
I
the
always
ruthless
confuse
one.
these. I don't know.
No, it's Bloody Mary. Oh, I
Okay.
should also say The Good Daughter is new this week and tied with The Last Tutor. So
Oh.
people can't decide if they want the lawyer being challenged when violence enters her hometown or the Queen Elizabeth Bloody Mary.
Yeah, it's impossible to know.
Stuart Woods has a new book out. Barely Legal.
Ugh.
It's with Parnell Hall.
Ugh.
So he's got a Herbie Fisher.
I had somebody... Okay, so it's another minor character. I had somebody come in the other day checking out Parnell Hall books because they were interested. Mm-hmm. And apparently Parnell Hall has written like 40 books by himself, so...
Well, four school friends reunite... Oh, wait, that's something else. Barely Legal is Herbie Fisher, the protege of Stone Barrington.
Yeah.
Becomes a partner at a firm and finds himself in a web of deceit.
That's the worst kind of web to be in.
That's true. Wow, this list still has a lot to go. Let's go through it.
Let's do
Number
it.
4, The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. Who cares?
Yeah. Author of Woman in Cabin 10.
Yeah. Number 3, The Late Show by Michael Connelly.
Picked it up, real boring. Put it back down.
Okay. You picked it up because of David Letterman.
Yes.
Number 2, Camino Island by John Grisham.
I've been burned too many times recently. Haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah. Number 1, by Debbie McCumber. Any Dream Will Do.
I read one Debbie McCumber. It was Christmas themed.
Uh-huh.
It was precious.
Let's see. As Shay Benson begins her life anew, building a relationship with Pastor Drew Douglas.
Oh my!
Her brother's return threatens to undo it.
Wow.
I guess.
Weird.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Shay, but I'm in love with your brother, Pastor Drew.
That would be one heck of a book.
Yeah.
Right there. That's
So
not what it's about,
I'm not familiar. I know there is a song that goes "Any Dream Will Do." How does the rest of it go, Nick?
I close my eyes. I can do the whole thing.
Yeah.
I did that show 27 times.
You didn't play. You were.
I was just in the ensemble. It was my first professional gig. I got a
were one of the
paycheck for that
brothers.
baby. I wasn't one of the brothers.
Oh.
Thanks for
No, I thought you were.
pointing that out. Oh, okay, then I
I thought
was.
you were Zerubbabel or something.
I was, Zerubbabel. Yeah, that's one of the brothers, and that's who I played.
All right.
Prove I didn't.
I can't.
I know.
I'm also listening for any cars that like are gonna break very quickly and crash into other cars.
I know.
Staring at the Eclipse.
Yeah.
I'm expecting something that looks like when the alien ship arrived for the first time in Independence Day.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah, that eclipsed the sun.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to compose ourselves as we play this music.
Lonely Hearts Book Club with Nick and Eric.
Don't you feel refreshed
Yeah.
and enlightened?
Yeah, we haven't played that song in a
just
while.
hearing. I know, it's been a little bit. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
It's good to hear. Reminds me of our old friend Ben.
Is that work like that? Your little Eclipse viewer thing.
Yeah.
I see like the left corner. Do you see it?
Yeah, I do.
Does that mean the eclipse is happening?
It very well could be. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, Eric. Anyway.
Hold on. To Neil deGrasse Tyson.
So stupid. All right. Well, our very first episode, we focus on a book called Thinning the Turkey Herd,
Yeah.
starring our old friend Jimmy Flannery.
Jimmy Flannery.
He's got to do his job when he's got to do his job.
Was that him?
Yeah, that was him.
Not the Italian.
No, he was
story.
he was a man.
He was a man.
He was a man.
Oh, my
and then
word.
we popped back in on our year episode to see what old Jimmy was up to when he was hip deep in crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
Yeah.
Wasn't hip deep in alligators?
Alligators, hip deep in
Those are two
alligators.
different
I know they're totally different. So I
species.
thought it only right for our 2-year retrospective episode that we check in once more with our old friend Robert Campbell and his creation Jimmy Flannery.
The cat's Meow.
That's right. And that's a surly looking cat right
That's
there.
a Stephen King cover.
It is. I know. This is like Cujo, but for cats. Cat Joe.
Oh, that would be so. All right, you said we were composing ourselves, and then you go and
I
say
lost
Cat
it.
Joe.
I totally lost it. And
So-
here's the little tease from
no,
earlier.
No.
Oh, sorry.
You're not leaving Cat Joe that quickly.
All right.
So it's a woman and her son.
Yeah.
They're trapped in a car because there's a surly cat.
Yeah, like a rabid cat.
A tomcat, I would assume. How big is this cat?
I don't know.
A big cat.
Did you know that Stephen King has no memories of writing Cujo?
Is that true?
He just was like drugged out for the weekend and he woke up and there was Cujo.
Creepy.
So who knows?
Have you read that?
No, I haven't read it. Anyway, what I was saying earlier about how this podcast is changing lives, this book in its long history here has never checked out until we covered the recent Jimmy Flannery adventures. And suddenly this one got a little action.
Nice.
So
The cat's Meow. But we didn't even talk about
we didn't
that
talk
one.
about it, but we talked about the series, we talked about the author, and suddenly, After decades of inactivity,
Jimmy
old
Flanagan's-
Jimmy
yeah.
Flannery's seeing his
Flannery,
day.
not Flanagan.
Jimmy Flanagan would be good, but it's Flannery. All right, so let me describe for you the cover. We've talked about it a little bit. There's an orange cat who's angry.
Yeah, it's doing that thing where it stands up very
Yeah, it's
tall.
kind of back
hair,
all-
yeah.
yeah.
But it's making, like the face is where I see it's like a demonic cat face.
Yeah, he looks very angry. And it's hard to say what he's on. It looks like some sort of leather, like red leather.
Yeah.
So it's a confusing cover. The font is orange, which gives it a very Halloween vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. So does
Okay.
the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, it all looks very Halloween-y. So we'll dig in to find out if it actually is from Halloween here. Original cover price $16.95.
Okay.
This book, The Cat's Meow, came out first in 1988.
Okay.
Added to the How collection shortly after then. Sat around with no activity for the next 32 years. Then was checked out. Who knows? Maybe it was us.
Sure. Maybe you could blame it on practical magic.
Maybe you could. All right, so here you go. Are you ready?
This kiss.
Here is from the inside flap. This
The
is
inside
what,
flap.
This is what they want to entice you with. First of all, we got a little cat image.
We should. It says a Jimmy Flannery mystery like along the top.
Yeah, it
so
does.
at some point we must have missed the boat here.
Yeah.
Because people must have seen Jimmy Flannery.
Yeah, get out of
Oh!
the way. Truth be told, the Irish of Chicago are fleeing to the suburbs, and the political machine, so well greased under Mayor Daley, is creaking a bit with rust. So no one blinks when the graveyard at Old St. Pat's Church is sold and slated to become a gas station. That's part of what gets Democratic Precinct Captain Jimmy Flannery up off his duff in the 27th Ward and over to St. Paul's in the 14th. The other part is the body of a dead cat.
Meow.
This could be Cat Joe.
Yeah.
Ignatius, Father Mulrooney's cat, has been found dead in the church and buried by the aging priest in the graveyard. Dead cats tell no tales, but the howls of Ignatius, according to the good father, startle him from a deep sleep the next night and send him into the church to investigate. On the sanctuary floor is a pentagon painted in blood and signs of a black mass, but all traces of the Satan worship vanish by the time he brings his housekeeper, Mrs. Thimble, to witness the sacrilege. Can Jimmy, with his growing reputation for investigation, take a look-see?
What?
While former choir boy Flannery heads to the Catholic boys' school next to St. Pat's, being the likeliest source of ghostly cats and devilish doing, his former ward, boss Chips Devlin, figures Jim's the one to revive some of the Chicago's Irish political clout and squelch the gas station deal. Devlin's sainted grandmother lies in that graveyard, and he'd prefer her bones rest in peace, not make way for premium no lead, which I think is what they called unleaded gas in 1988.
Okay.
So there's a cat ghost, and this still isn't gripping you.
I don't know how Jimmy has gotten into this mess.
Into the
For one.
satanic cult? I don't
Yeah.
know. Matters of cats meowing from beyond the grave and old boneyards aside, Flannery doesn't consider either problem a matter of life and death until he stumbles upon a corpse. That makes it murder.
He already stumbled upon a cat corpse.
Someone has killed poor old Father Mulrooney, and Flannery suspects the motive lies in the world of the living, where passions run deep and politics lie at the bottom of land deals, buried secrets, and sudden death.
Okay.
All right, so are you in?
No.
Okay.
I don't think if I've been in on a Jimmy Flannery novel yet.
I actually think that this sounds worse.
I would have said dead cats wag no tails.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Cats don't really wag their tails.
Hey, is it
It's a
happening?
dog. I don't know.
It's a cloud again.
You keep asking me, but I don't know.
You've made an imperfect device here.
I know I have. Listen, this to me sounds like the worst of the Jimmy Flannerys.
Yeah, this sounds like dark. I can't imagine
Yeah.
people got into the other Jimmy Flannery novels like,
Yeah.
this would be great, but can he solve more satanic mysteries?
Yeah. You know what's missing with this big lug? Satanism.
Yep.
All right. Chapter 1.
Was there the models were
Yeah.
called a turkey herd.
Turkey herd. Yeah.
So that was how it was. But then he was actually worried about alligators
That
in
was,
a
it was
sewer.
a literal alligator.
So,
Yeah.
like, do you think he said thinning the turkey herd is like, oh, I better start actually
I gotta do
bringing
an
in
animal
animals.
theme, yeah.
So at this point, he's turned into Ace Ventura.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working animal crimes.
Already then.
I don't do humans. Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
You might say it all starts when Father Mulrooney's cat up and dies. Its name was Ignatius. Some people called it Iggy. A few even called it Ig. My name's James Flannery, but only my sainted mother, God-keeper beside him, ever called me that, except for my wife, Mary, who calls me James more than she calls me anything else.
Yeah. But don't call me late for dinner.
That's right. Mostly people call me Jimmy, and my father Mike calls me Jim. And there's them what... Hold on. And there's them what call me Jimbo, so when they want to get my goat or put me down. So if I'd known the priest's cat real well, I probably would have called him Ignatius, or maybe Iggy, or Ig, but never Iggo. As it turns out, I never had a chance to call him anything very often because we wasn't really friends, only passing acquaintances. I ain't been around St. Pat's except now and then since I moved out of the ward over to the 27th. The St. Pat's I'm talking about ain't the one over on the southeast side, which is South Chicago's oldest parish, having been established in 1857. Although the present church and school was built in 1899, and it ain't the St. Pat's on the near west side, which they started building in 1855, but which was interrupted by a cholera epidemic, so it didn't get finished until 1856. But even so, is generally considered the oldest church in Chicago, opening to the latest Jimmy Flannery adventure. You like that? Do you remember? Do you remember when all those churches were made? Do you want me to go through it again? The original church was burned down around 1862, and it was only half finished, and burned down again about 10 years later in the Great Chicago Fire. I want the truth. Don't sugarcoat it for me. Okay?
Okay.
What do you think of this book so far?
That was so rough.
Yeah.
That was rough.
It was bad.
It's just like, here's what everybody ever has called me ever.
And the cat. The cat's nicknames as well.
I don't...
Also, this is like... This
book
is
5.
late in the game. This is book 5 in the Jimmy series here.
Yes.
So
he's this. You never know. Every Jimmy Flannery book is somebody's first Jimmy Flannery book.
That's true. You know what? You're exactly right about that.
What if we?
And
what if
do you
we
know
pick
how
up
many
new listeners?
opportunities they had to be the first Jimmy Flannery book? 21. Oh my gosh. 21 Jimmy Flannery adventures, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a few of them. Not all.
I don't get this series.
I don't get
if it was a real thing. Do you think there's a made-for-TV movie?
I don't know.
Have we cast him already?
We talked about it in Alec Baldwin, maybe.
Oh,
going
right.
in there.
Well, he's a lot older.
He is. Jimmy seems old to me.
Yeah, well, the way he rambles, sure. Yeah.
It's like you sit next to him on a bus bench, and you're like, oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, my dad was
called you Jimbo, huh?
Yeah,
I
he
think
was
this
a
is my
tall
stop.
man.
I gotta go.
A tall man.
All right.
He wore red shoes, except on Sundays where he wore black shoes, but with white laces, unless he couldn't find his white laces.
Let me dig in here with a little bit of dialogue. How are things down in the sewers? Father Mulroney asks. Moving along, says.
Is that in Eclipse?
Which is a little bit of sanitation humor.
You keep reading.
I guess.
You keep reading.
I tell you, we're walking the lines lately. They needed my expertise for a little while there. Ow. I heard it was a punishment because you wouldn't play... Don't look at the sun, Eric.
Ow.
Because you wouldn't play ball with the powers that be. Which power is that? The mayor's office? The Democratic Party. The old one or the new one? The old one. The only one there is, as far as I'm concerned. To say the old machine's rusted and busted, I says. Oh. Even so, I always considered loyalty and obedience virtues, he says. That's why I took it. I figure it's like when you was a kid. Your father and mother's got a grievance they expect you to make up for. You don't argue. You take what's coming to you and you get on with it. Besides me having to walk the sewers again is ancient history. Hip deep in alligators, he got assigned the old sewer setup.
Yeah. Ancient history, 4 books ago.
I gotta tell you, this is terrible. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, how many Jimmy Flannery books will this guy have in him?
I don't understand. 21, apparently.
Yeah, that's quite
after this, he wrote 16 more Jimmy Flannery books, so maybe he cracked the code. When you look at the reviews on Goodreads, they are good.
Yeah,
they're good.
Yeah. Does one review say, you can call him Jimmy, you can call him Jimbo?
Yeah. 5-star review here. Oh, recent. Just from last month. Campbell's Jimmy Flannery mysteries are altogether unlike anything else in the mystery genre, or at least unlike the classic 1950s private eye working out of a small office waiting for the next voluptuous blonde or redhead to sashay in and spin his head.
Whoa.
Fact is, Jimmy Flannery's not even a private eye. Yeah, I mean, this is all... They love it.
Yeah.
They love it. The people just love it.
Well, we just learned something about that person's taste, though.
Yeah.
He said voluptuous blonde or redhead.
Yeah.
Leaving out brunettes.
Oh.
Does not care for brunettes.
We have to disregard what this man says. I see that now. Do you want any more of this?
Do you count yourself as a brunette?
I think we both have pretty dark hair.
Yeah. Would you say mine's more dark and mysterious than yours?
Definitely not.
What? It's darker.
Your hair darker than my hair?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. But we don't have to dig into that.
Oh, I meant fuller.
Okay.
That's it.
Sure.
You gray-haired SOB.
All right, chapter 20. Just in case it gets better
You really
later
think
on.
your hair is darker than mine?
It definitely
Mine
is.
is basically black.
Chapter 20.
You're crazy.
Dove is just finishing up out front.
Hold on, get over here.
You look distressed, he says. Well, I suppose I am, I says. Mrs. Thimble's crying, and that sort of thing is always hard for me to take. I reach for my handkerchief to blow my nose, and a little sharpened stone falls out into the flagstones. Not a lot of Satanism in here so far, which I guess is a good thing.
How many pages is this book? It looks
not,
short.
Yeah, it's not many. It's under 200, I'm pretty sure.
Under 200?
199, so just under 200.
I didn't know you could make something that few.
Oh, you can do it.
Hardcover.
You can do it. It's called a novella.
No, this would be a bookshot.
Listen, I need to tell you. You're right. It would be.
That's a Jimmy Flannery bookshot.
I need to tell you something that is gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Robert W. Campbell, which is the full name here of Robert
Yeah, sure.
Campbell,
I can. Yeah.
has written many books.
Right.
His main series follows a different character named Whistler.
His
And then-
main series?
Yes. And then he started the Jimmy series here a little later in his career, and he based the character of Jimmy on his dad, which makes it a little sweet.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read it,
Yeah.
but it's nice. Yeah. But here's the thing that blew your mind, and I'm getting this from the Los Angeles Times, so I'm going to believe it.
Okay.
Robert Campbell, in his book Alice in La La Land, which we do have here, coined the term La La Land.
That's not true.
It is true.
No, I don't believe it.
It is true.
Nope.
La La Land was what Robert Wright Campbell called Los Angeles. By the time he finished his La La Land quartet of novels about the flawed private detective known simply as Whistler, Campbell wasn't the only one using that dreamy, seamy nickname for the City of Angels. The phrase became part of the American
I don't believe it.
lexicon.
There's nothing
Yes.
about that I believe.
Whistler and the La La Land tag he made famous will live on in mystery genre literature.
No, I have
It's
to
true.
imagine there were people in the 50s saying, like, I'm going off to La La Land.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I just can't believe it. And
I
I
don't
won't.
know.
I'm never going
I
to
don't
believe
know. This is according to the Los Angeles Times.
Yeah.
I think the Los Angeles Times knows more about Los Angeles than you do.
it. Well, agree to disagree.
Okay. You really don't believe this?
No,
It's true.
I can't believe it.
It's right here.
No,
In black and white.
I can't believe it until I see the facts.
From the Los Angeles Times.
No.
Are you calling this fake news? Because there's no place for that here in this podcast.
Don't do that.
There's no place
Don't
for
do
that
that.
here in this podcast.
I just can't imagine. Like, he couldn't have come up. He would have had to have heard it from somewhere else.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Then in that case, I can't even say what I coined. I coined a phrase, too, that is in movies now, in TV shows. But I coined it.
Yeah.
And I can't say what it is because
Here
it's
it is.
inappropriate for
Here's
air.
the quote: "La La Land's a land of losers. We're all just a bunch of dreamers with a nickel in our shoe.
Yeah.
Why do we come out here chasing dreams that are so hard to catch? It takes your heart, your guts, and your liver just to find the lock. And then 999 times out of a grand, you can't find the key." That's the hero Whistler and Robert Campbell's Alice in La La Land. I
Look,
thought you'd be more fascinated by this.
Until, like, ancient aliens come down
Okay.
and share with us the hidden history of the Earth. I
Okay.
don't know if I can ever believe that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I believe it because it Los Angeles Times is telling me.
All right. It just sounds like maybe he just came from a small town and people called it that. And then he brought it with him. People were like, I've never heard that. He's like, well, I made it up.
Okay.
Don't ask my family. And then, like, anyone who goes looking, they can't find the town anymore.
Maybe.
He got rid of it.
Maybe.
All right.
You could be right. I think you're wrong. I think he wrote it in this book.
All right.
Well, at the very least, it's interesting.
Yes,
right?
it is interesting.
Okay. All right. Pretty prolific here, Robert Campbell. So I don't know what we're missing
Yeah.
because it's not working for me.
Yeah. Hey, I just heard this phrase. It's called toadstool.
Yeah.
It's another way to call. You can call it a mushroom a toadstool.
Yeah.
I just came up with that phrase.
I've never heard it before.
Well,
Did you just come from a small town?
I sure did.
The,
But no,
that's
don't
the,
go
that's
looking
it.
for it. Don't
no,
go
that's
looking
it.
for it.
You just came from a small town. That's what they called
We
it.
can't talk about it. We
That's
don't want
what
no
they
trouble.
called it.
We ain't never heard of La La Land.
That's aggressive.
Okay. Are we moving on from this book?
I guess so.
If this was a steam engine, we'd be running on well, what does a steam engine run off after the steam is gone?
I don't know. This series won a lot of awards.
I can't-
He won the Edgar Award
Uh-huh.
and the Anthony Award
Wow.
for the Junkyard Dog.
Okay. Where's the
I don't know what to tell you.
escape button from this
I don't know what to tell you. Do you ever want to revisit Jimmy again? Do you think
And our 3rd year anniversary. we have to read.
Jimmy
Yeah.
the Jimmy trilogy? Do you think we've ended here?
No, let's keep. He's got 21.
He's got more.
If we need to use all 21 of those books,
Yeah.
we were doing something right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we'll visit.
We're bringing them back.
Yeah.
We are bringing them back. All right. Well, let's talk
What's that?
library news.
What's that skull? No, on the side of the cat's meow.
Oh, the cat's meow. Oh, yeah, that's the old labeling system this library used to use. It means thriller.
A skull?
Yeah. Like murder, you know.
It's a red inked skull
Yeah.
for thriller.
Yeah.
And what do we use now?
A little guy with a magnifying glass for mystery.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I brought Thinning the Turkey Herd up just in case you wanted to see it again.
There it
Because this
is,
one
yeah.
doesn't have a picture of Robert Campbell himself, and this one does.
Didn't we decide he...
And he looks like he just came out of a smokehouse with Charlton Heston. Mm-hmm. That's what he looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He plays a political villain
that's true.
in any movie.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I actually think that Dick Cheney shot him in the face once.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering right. I think that was him.
I'm pretty sure he had full knowledge of the Jason Bourne project.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What do we call that? I can't remember. Oh,
Me neither.
I'm gonna have some Jason Bourne fans unhappy with
Yeah.
me.
Are there any?
It's Treadstone.
Treadstone.
There
Okay,
we
good.
go.
You got it. You
I
got
almost
it.
called it Tessington.
Good for you. All right. Well, sweet dreams there, Jimmy Flannery. Until we
Yeah.
meet again.
What's the gorilla book?
He's got to do his
the
job.
Cat's
when
Meow
he's,
has 2 more books, the names
Oh.
on it that we haven't read. What are they
Sure,
called again?
I would love to tell you. The Junkyard Dog, which I mentioned.
Junkyard-
The
right.
600-pound gorilla.
Okay.
So that's
He-
pretty good.
I bet he coined the term 600-pound gorilla. Where does it sit?
Yep. Let me just read you about the 600-pound gorilla from the New York Times Book Review. An expert piece of work in which wacky humor and high seriousness are palatably mixed. So if that doesn't make you want to read it, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
You have a heart of stone, my friend.
Yeah. So I think we've been missing the eclipse.
Do you think so?
Because see how the top right is a little faded out on your little viewfinder?
Yeah.
That has been kind of moving.
Interesting.
But I mean,
I guess. I mean, it's lightly
I don't
interesting.
understand how to enjoy
Listeners,
an
if
eclipse
you could
without
all
glasses.
write into us at Twitter at All the
Yeah.
Book Show or Facebook at David A. Howe Public Library with your home addresses, we would like to issue an apology in writing for how stupid this episode has been.
No way.
So
no, this is 2
we
years
will
in
take the
making.
time and we'll apologize to you individually.
Do you know in
But,
the amount of
yeah.
time we've been doing a podcast, you can write, film, and distribute a movie?
I didn't.
So
Maybe we should have been doing that instead.
for the past 2
We
years.
could have made Thinning the Turkey Herd into a
Into
feature-length
film,
film in this
Yeah.
time.
Depending on, I still think Alec Baldwin's too old.
Yeah, he's probably too old.
I don't think. I feel like
Well,
Hollywood
okay.
wisdom says
Age?
Bruce Willis, and I'd be like, no, thank you.
No. What are we going to do with age?
I don't know.
He seems like he's got to be in the 40 realm.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Wouldn't you say?
Feels a little bit too overexposed for this.
Maybe, and obviously there'd be some insurance issues, but maybe a Casey Affleck?
Whew, boy.
No. You don't think? Okay.
No.
In a different world?
Yeah.
No? Still no?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, I couldn't see that.
Okay.
He doesn't come across to me as a stronger person.
You think Jimmy's strong?
Yeah, he has to
I
be.
think he can pull it out when he needs to.
No,
But I think most of the
I
time
think
he's just like
somebody
going to
who,
Dunkin'
like,
Donuts.
He has a lot of like one night stands, but that's because he's too
Whoa.
hard-hearted to keep a long-term relationship. You gotta have
Jimmy.
somebody tough.
I guess.
So
I guess you
a
do.
young Jesse Stone, if you will.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Let's talk library news.
yeah.
What do you got coming up here?
What about that Armie Hammer guy?
Army Hammer?
Armie Hammer.
No, he's too like suave. You need someone with a little less polish.
Okay. What about Tom
I
Cruise?
don't
I'm sure
know.
he'd like
I
to do
can't
it.
tell you. I can't tell you. What about a Ryan Reynolds?
No.
No. Okay. Wow. That was just an unequivocal no.
No, because I was about to say Jake Gyllenhaal, but I don't know how funny he can
No. Ooh.
be. Were you about to
ooh.
say Hugh Jackman?
No. I was gonna
You were say
say
Tobey Maguire?
Nick from the New Girl. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Jake Johnson.
Yeah, Jake Johnson.
That's pretty good.
Jake Johnson
All
is
right.
Jimmy Flannery.
Yeah.
I think we've got it.
But that's funny because in
locked it in.
newer seasons, he's got his own mystery series called The Pepperwood
Oh,
Chronicles.
perfect.
So,
okay, so he can
a
go
little typecast.
go right into that. I think so.
Yeah, star of The Mummy.
Yes, with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in Jurassic World 2.
He's
Just
not?
Found out.
No, that's too bad. I liked him.
Yeah. Those
Okay.
birds are flying. Do birds fly during eclipse?
Oh, you know what I didn't mention? We watched The Circle with Tom Hanks.
Oh. Good
terrible.
for you.
It was
Yeah.
such a stupid movie.
Yeah.
The book was bad, and I kind of thought like I like those actors. I
Just-
thought maybe the book could make it a little bit more
No,
relevant,
I
but
heard
no.
them, yeah.
It was like this could have been made in 1992.
Technophobia
and it
from,
still
like,
would not
yeah.
have had a point to it.
Yeah.
So
Very irrelevant.
it was a bad
like
movie.
talking about these problems that you would have on Facebook, but nobody.
Though I will say that Hologram for a King, based on a book by Dave Eggers, also starring Tom Hanks, is a very good movie.
Okay.
So check that
Well,
out.
we did get The Circle. Nobody saw it. It bombed. I thought maybe we didn't have to get it.
No,
but it's
I
based
think
on a
people
book,
might want it. Yeah, I think
So, and it was
Yeah.
a big.
see Tom
like,
Hanks
the
on the
book was
cover.
big,
it was. Yeah.
even though it's stupid.
Yeah, it's just dated. You pick it up and it just feels so dated. So
Yeah. I wrote
know.
this book for 5 years studying MySpace.
yeah.
You shouldn't share your public information. Your private
Well,
information
we're back
publicly.
in the concert biz here at the David A. Howe Public Library.
That's
now
right.
that
The Who,
Music on the Lawn
Rush,
is
Zeppelin.
new.
These are bands.
Music on the Lawn has taken its final bow for 2017, so hats off to the Music on the Lawn committee.
Yeah.
We're starting back up on August 31st with Marsden and Stack live in concert.
Yeah.
Very talented couple of musicians. Their set list is all over the place, like classical, Simon and Garfunkel, other stuff, hip hop, rap. I made those up, but very eclectic set list.
You made up the phrase
They're
hip hop.
they're also going to be doing all different instruments,
Yeah.
including Jason Marsden's going to be playing the accordion on at least one song. So if that entices you to come, good. If it doesn't, it's only one song, so just relax.
You
Okay,
think either of them will be doing the?
probably. Yeah, it's like Blue Man Group, pretty much.
Okay,
He's shooting a lot of paint into the audience.
I had my mouth open and I
definitely
was
want to check
smacking my
that out.
cheeks.
They got it. I think they understood. Yeah. So that's the big thing coming up. Of course, you can join us for book clubs anytime.
Did you get the Blue Man Group?
The Blue Man Group, sure. Yeah. No, not really. We got a whole slew of stuff coming down the road now that we're back in action, so tune in to check that out. What about you, buddy? Tea Party went very well. So
Yeah.
go
yeah.
Youth Services there. We had a great
Oh,
turnout.
you mean the tea party we had at the library?
Yes,
I
not
thought you were
your
talking
own.
about the tea party I had. You were there. We all wore the top hats.
I don't think I got
Yeah.
I don't think I got an invite to that.
You didn't get an invite?
I don't think so.
Oh, you know what? That's true. I realized tea parties aren't your scene.
Yeah.
But it was great. I had
Okay.
a lot of fun.
Well, I would have liked to have come still.
Well, not enough tea, I guess.
All right. Well,
Teeing off.
is that it? You got everything? Okay. With a vague
The tea party
promise
went well,
that next week will be better. This is Nick and Eric signing off.